Do you go back and think about or reminisce about the play you made here, that great diving stop to start a double play? Not here, I guess, but against the Braves last year. Do you have pictures or still photographs or anything to remember that play by?
Well, I hadn't thought about it in a while until you just brought it up, but I do get tagged with that play a bunch on social media, and I do hear about it quite a bit. So, and they play replays of it on the scoreboard in LA all the time. So, yeah.
Just to see a picture of somebody going airborne.
Yeah, that was a wild series last year. Obviously, a lot of defensive plays that really gave us the opportunity to go to Game 7 and win that game. So,
next question.
Right here. Just sort of turning your focus over to Atlanta. What I guess how would you describe the challenge, and what do they present in terms of a challenge?
Yeah, obviously, it's not going to be as much familiarity as we had with the Giants, but a lot of familiarity with the 7 games we played against them last year, and having the opportunity to play them here and at home this year, which is different than last year. So probably just looking forward to another great series. They probably have a bit of a bad taste in their mouth coming into this, and are going to play with some purpose, and we got to be ready for that.
Just how was last night and sort of the turnaround going across the country, having to play tomorrow?
Yeah, last night was great. We went in the locker room, we celebrated, did the champagne, and then went back to the hotel. They had a little outdoor tent set up for us with some food, and just kind of hung out. It was very low-key. It was almost the opposite of what we experienced after every round in the bubble last year, which felt more like a big party. But we also knew we had a early flight today, so it was pretty mild. They didn't even let us turn the music on. They yelled at us for the music. So,
Thanks.
Yes, they said no music after 10. Yeah.
Next question. Anthony.
Does the feeling of what you just described, and even just being here, does it change? Does it become more business-like when you are in this spot, pretty much every year, and you've obviously coming off a win as well?
I don't think it's something you take for granted. One, just making the playoffs. I think that's something that's really, really difficult to do, and we certainly don't take it for granted. And then, obviously, moving through each round is really difficult as well. I mean, we've experienced it for my 8 years. The first 4 unable to get to the World Series, then making it twice and losing twice, and then finally 2 years after that, or last year, I guess, being able to accomplish it. So nothing's taken lightly, nothing's taken for granted. So we celebrate each one of those steps that we take, and enjoy it in that moment. And then, it's the next day, it's time to prepare for whatever's in front of us next.
Back on the right.
Yeah, Justin, just sort of on that, like when you're in a game like last night where it's sort of back and forth and the whole series has been back and forth, does that postseason experience really help you guys as far as like staying calm, staying in that moment, and being able to maybe come through in that sort of situation?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was a certain sense of calmness among everyone, just knowing the way we were lined up with our arms coming out of the bullpen, kind of knowing how it was unfolding. Obviously, the huge momentum swing when, Mookie got the hit and stole second, then Seager, hits the double down the left field line. It felt like that was the game breaker right there, and then they come right back and punch us right in the face, and Ruff hits the home run. So, it's back to scrapping, and then I don't know. We have been in it a lot, and even the new guys that we've brought in have a lot of playoff experience. So I definitely think it helps in those situations.
Anything else, Justin? All right.
And just today, have you been able to sort of reminisce like how maybe crazy and how all eyes were on that series, how important that series was to so many people, and Vince Scully before the game yesterday said it was the most important game in the rivalry's history.
Yeah, I read Vin's tweet, and I think it was per usual, as Vin always is, was right on the pulse of it. And I think what was special, even more special about yesterday's game, a Game 5 elimination game against these two great rivalries, first time meeting, was it was the only game of the day on. And I feel like that's how it should have been, right? And I don't know what the ratings were. I'm sure someone posted them somewhere, but I'd like to think that there was a lot of people in the country tuned in to watch that one. And I mean, it wasn't obviously an offensive display by any means, but I'm pretty sure everyone who was watching it was on the edge of their seats.
And is it gonna be weird seeing Jock on the other side, in a playoff series? And has anyone talked to him?
We FaceTimed him the other day to ask him what's going on with this pearl necklace he's wearing. But no, I mean, we played him I think twice with the Cubs and a third time when he was with the Braves already. So no, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to go to battle and compete against him.